So, hey, it's Devin. I'm checking in. What I wanted to do today is basically share just a snippet of questions or answers of what I used to get in my inbox. When I first shaved my head, I posted my picture on Facebook, and the first thing that happened was my inbox started blowing up. Some was out of concern, some was genuinely wanting to know, how did I take steps to get this far to go bald and accepting my baldness. Um, so the question I'm going to answer today is, how did I get the courage to finally go bald? And the truth of the matter is I didn't. The truth of the matter is back in 2013, I shaved one side of my head. I think 2015, just because of style and just want to do something different and trying to be unique and trying to cover my alopecia, I cover the right side of my head. Which is funny because my baldness is actually in the center, so it means less hair to go, but nonetheless, we're not going to go there. So, and then in 2016, I moved back to Kentucky, and I was kind of going through this phase of wanting to cut it off. And I remember going to my sister's house. I was like, oh my God, I'm tired of my hair. I just want to shove it. Shave it. I was trying to get the clippers from my brother-in-law, and he was like, no, you don't want to do that right now. And I decided against it at that moment and did some unique style with probably crochet braids or something. And then about 6 months later, Ebony, Ebony, but Ebony came to my house to do my hair. And by the way, she does some great braids and cheap hair, but nonetheless. And she was like, are you ready, or is this what you want to do? And I debated for a little bit, and I was like, I think this, and I did this whole peekaboo where I'm like, does it look good without the hair? And I realized that I really, really liked it when she shaved it. And I promise you, like, as soon as I shaved it, that's the moment I got free. That is the moment it was like I felt so empowered and felt courageous to walk out with my head held high, knowing I had alopecia. It wasn't before, it wasn't until that moment that I took the step out. But there were some things that I learned after I shaved my head. And a couple of things that I learned after was, I realized is the Bible talks about how we are fearfully and wonderfully made, that God's given us the gift of the Spirit, love, peace, long suffering, gentleness, all this other great stuff. And nowhere in there does he speak to insecurity. Nowhere in there is he talking about you being inadequate. So I just realized in that moment that, God don't make junk. I look the bomb, and I really embrace this and who I am. And I realized even now I am thebomb.com. But something I wanted to do today is also invite my friend to chat with us as well and answer the question for us as I did. Her name is Denisha. Hi, Denisha.
Hello.
So the question I have for you is, how did you get the courage to go bald?
It's not really for me that I got the courage. I think I've always had the courage. I've never really not had the confidence. My decision to shave my head basically came out of frustration, more of I am tired of doing this swoop of trying to cover up who I am, being held hostage to what little bit of hair I had left. And we were talking about this before. I wasn't attached to my dead hair. I've never had an attachment to it. And so it was stressing me out just trying to keep it covered, to keep other people feeling comfortable with, with my hair loss. My hair loss, not their hair loss, but my hair loss. And so I talked to my husband, and I asked him how he felt about it, and he was very supportive, and he basically was saying, if it's going to make you feel better, then I'm all for it. So it was really not that I needed the courage or even his approval, but that's my husband.
Right.
And so that's what gave me the...
Yeah, and it's funny because you brought up a good point that you did all that covering for other people to feel comfortable. And the one thing that I realized when I shaved my hair, there were a lot of questions on how do you get to that point, but it was also questions of if I was sick, if I was a lesbian, if I was going through a middle life crisis, which I'm not even that old to have a middle life crisis yet, but nonetheless, and if the man that I was married to at the time liked it. Not, yes, we good on all realms. So I am happy, and whoever I marry next must better like it too, because I ain't going back to no wigs. I ain't going to be bound no more. But it's just funny how your freedom can sometimes make other people bound in the process. And no, we good, we good. So tell us a little bit about your experience, like with the whole transition, when you kind of realized you were dealing with hair loss and kind of what got you to this place.
Okay, so I won't drag this out. Over 20 years ago, when I was about 25, I started having some hair loss. I never sought out a dermatologist to get a diagnosis. I continued to have the hair loss. I suffered some loss, and so I feel like it sort of accelerated it. And so I did seek out the help of a dermatologist, and I was given a diagnosis. I was given some treatment options, which I refused just based on their side effects. I do work in pharmaceutical drug research, and so I'm big on knowing what the side effects are. And what it was going to do to my body wasn't worth trying to save, again, dead hair.
Dead hair.
So I, have had people ask the same questions. Are you sick? No, I'm not sick. I have alopecia. And thank the Lord that it's just alopecia.
That's it.
So I think it's about perspective. And so we're here today because I am not bound by shame or low self-esteem, because I know who I am in Christ.
Right.
And so this gives me a testimony. This helps me have, this gives me another way to reach women who aren't there yet.
Yeah.
Who aren't there yet. But we're going to get there.
We will get there.
We will get there.
Yeah, so that is our time for the day, but I will check in soon and we will see you later.